So you want to get the PS5 in 2023 and you're wondering if it's still worth buying. Basically, it's definitely worth buying. I mean, let's even get that clear. It's worth buying in 2023. The PS5 is an amazing console. Me, I'm not even going to lie. It's an amazing console, to be very honest. But then again, you want to maybe have a good understanding on what you would gain, your the advantages of having a PlayStation 5 in your home, even though it's already 2023, 3 years from its initial release. Well, we'll be talking about that. So let's talk about the design. The design, obviously, the design of the PS5 when it was released in 2020 was very much outstanding. It took a lot of us by surprise because, yeah, there were a lot of different kind of designs that came up online, like concept designs basically, and people were like thinking, oh, but there was even one that was very funny looking. It looked like a microwave. I don't know. I guess the we could never really say what it would have looked like basically, but yeah, we have the PS5 today, and even though it didn't look like a microwave, it definitely does look futuristic, very futuristic. It's not like a microwave looks futuristic anyway. Well, anyway, you understand, it definitely had the futuristic look, and some people didn't like it, most people liked it, or maybe the likeness was shared, you know. But for me personally, I was initially on the fence, but the design has come to grow on me basically because I like the aesthetics, the way it looks. It's really cool. Although the plastic on the sides, the side plates, I don't even I can't even remember the names. But the side plates you said the whites didn't really accept it because we know whites could easily get dirty over time, especially people that are in dusty environments. You know, dust can rest on it, and cleaning the PS5 is not that very easy. But fortunately, Sony was did something pretty cool. They gave users the opportunity, or rather players the opportunities, to be able to like remove the side panels and all like that. And now they've actually even released new, although it's not like it's new, but like I think last year they released new side plates with different colors like purple, pink, and some other colors I can't even really remember. But yeah, they did release nice things, you know. So the design of the PlayStation 5 is pretty cool. The software was also improved, and it's always been improved actually. Sony is very good at releasing good updates because the initial release came with some bugs. Updates have actually helped to improve that. And the PlayStation 5 definitely came out in two different forms. Basically, you had the version and the digital version. A lot of people prefer the disc version because yeah, it's easy to slot in CDs and all of that. But it depends on where you're living. Most people have good Wi-Fi's in their homes as well, so getting the digital version won't really make a difference, you know. And the digital version is actually lesser in terms of price, but performs the same way as the one with this basically. So it all depends on your preference, your choice, and things like that. Moving on, we'll be talking about the performance. So yeah, Sony said something when they just released the PS5. They said that, oh, this console will be able to play video games 8K. Is it 60 FPS they said? Well, I can't remember, but I know I've not really seen anybody playing 8K. How many people have 8K TVs in their house anyway? But aside that, you can actually play 4K on 60 and 120 FPS as well. And the fact that most people even play at 1080p, they use, and it's still very fair to in comparison to to their initial marketing words. Basically, it's still very fair, you know. So yeah, you have a console that can play video games at 4K, you know, and 8K. I've not really seen 8K before, but yeah. And aside that, it comes with 1 terabyte storage, which is not exactly 1 terabyte, it's about 800 and something, and that is because the software, I think even the software takes a little into that 800 stuff, but there's a slot where you could like install a new storage, and the best storage to install will be the Samsung Evo. Yes, and the SSD. The SSDs do make the game load very fast, games on the PS5. Obviously, we know this. These are not new things basically, but just to bring it to our memories. Just to remind us that yeah, this stuff is pretty fast. It has SSDs, and the SSDs really do a very good job in making these games load as quick as possible. And yeah, so basically there are some other cool stuffs like the CPU, the AMD CPU, because the CPUs are AMDs, and they have very good GPUs that perform up to 10 teraflops, which is not exactly powerful, but for a gaming console, and comparing the initial teraflops of the PlayStation 4 to the PS5, it's a huge jump up. Basically, PCs, let's not talk about PCs, but yeah, so it's very good. It has very good performance and all like that. Then the next we'll be talking about is the games, what we've been waiting for. Sony has really done a very good job when it comes to releasing exclusives like Spider-Man Miles Morales, which is even old now. But let's talk about new games like um God of War Ragnarok. Do you know I've not actually played that game, which is quite sad. But yeah, I look forward to playing the game. Obviously, God of War Ragnarok. We have Last of Us 2. And they did the remake of Last of Us 1. I should really replay that game on PS5 because I heard it was very good. We also have some other cool games. Aside exclusives, the PS5 does very well with Fortnite. You can obviously see Fortnite being played at my back. Yeah, and other cool games like Rocket League for those who are interested in such games, which I find very fascinating. Rocket League is quite weird, but it's amazing in its own right. To be honest, it's an amazing game in its own right. And the other cool things that the PS5 does, basically, you can obviously use it to listen to music and all like that. You watch YouTube, and these are basic things I should not even be mentioning, because you could also do this on the PS4. So it doesn't like make the PS5 amazing. But what makes the PS5 amazing is that you can actually play very cool games, and these games take advantage of the dual sense, which is the next thing we'll be talking about. The dual sense controller is the PS5 ultimate controller, basically Sony's ultimate controller as of now. Not talking about the VR, because that's another, I'll be doing that in another video some other time. When I get my hands on the VR headset anyway, I'll be doing a review on that. That's the VR2. The VR1 also came out with the PS4, but let's not talk about that. Let's just focus on the DualSense. So basically, the DualSense, what makes this controller very amazing is the fact that it has very good haptics feedback. Sorry, haptics feedback. When you're playing video games, for instance, games like Call of Duty, which is very obvious. When shooting, you kind of like feel the triggers, like the triggers kind of like are very stiff. They kind of like react to the pressure you're applying on your haptics, basically. And actually, FIFA, EA, that's EA, they actually took good advantage of this. But obviously, if you're playing professionally or you're playing FUT, you don't want to have such disturbance, basically, when you want to control your players properly. But these are some of the amazing things that the PlayStation 5 has, and the DualSense, there's really no controller like it, because Xbox had an opportunity to release very good controllers, but they kind of like did what Xbox always does. But I'm not trying to run down the Xbox, because it's a very good console, and I'm not trying to be a fanboy or anything of that. No, Xbox is a very good console. Let's just leave it at that. So talking about the PS5, you cannot just help but talk about subscription, basically, which is the PS Plus. For me, I think the PS Plus, people don't really get the value of their money, because you pay 59 to 60 pounds per annum, I guess. Yes, per annum for a year, and they only give you 2 games per month. Unlike the Xbox Game Pass, where you have access to over 100 titles, and you also get access to games on an initial release date. Unlike the on PlayStation, basically, you don't get access to a game just because you have their subscription. They're like, see, please, you have to pay more money, basically, to be able to get games that are initially released. So this is just one of the caveats you have to be aware of when you buy the PS5, basically, because Sony has, I would like say it's, I don't want to say they are a little bit bent on making a lot of money, which is obviously the reason why they set up the business in the first place, but they are not very friendly with their subscription plan, unlike the Xbox Series X. But if you do not, if you're not bothered about that and you feel it's worth buying, because at the end of the day, the PS5 is still a very good buy. Yeah. So if you're planning on getting the PS5, you can get the brand new PS5 for £479. Let's just say £500 thereabouts if you're in the UK, and for I think £399 or £400 basically, which is weird, really. Anyway, but yeah, that's kind of like the price. I'll drop a link in the description below for you guys to like find and like check if you're interested in buying. That's for brand new anyway. Well, for you could also check eBay. eBay always has very good deals as well. You could use eBay, you could just check, but just be careful so that you don't run into wrong products, basically. For me, my verdict is the PS5 is actually a very good buy in 2023, and it's something that would, it depends on the kind of player you are. If you're a casual player, it's fine. Whenever you just come back from work, you can just lay back and like pick up your controller basically and like play video games. It depends on the kind of game you're interested. I'm more of a FIFA person. I'm not saying I'm very good in FIFA anyway, but you know, yeah, I try my best. I try my best, you know. And if you're more into Fortnite like myself, which I'm still not very good at, but yeah, I tend to like play. Don't worry, I'm just trying to keep things humble. I don't want to say
why are you running?
Then someone and embarrasses me on the internet, please. So yeah, so the PS5 is a very good buy, very good buy, and you should consider it. So that's my verdict on the PS5. And if you loved my video, you could just encourage me by liking and subscribing and turning on the notification button, please. I'm not even bragging. I just really need your subscription. Just subscribe. It's not really going to take anything. Just hit that button, just whip, you know. And yeah, that's all. And like the video too, so that YouTube can like push this out there. And as time goes on, definitely my videos will get better, that's for sure. But for now, just support your homeboy, you know. So thank you very much, and